The tenant representation process is often new for most business owners, and the questions that you ask your commercial real estate broker can define whether or not your search is successful. Finding the right commercial broker for you and your business is absolutely crucial to your finding and negotiating the best deal possible. After all, you want your new venture to be successful, correct? Well, unfortunately, many business owners end up taking the wrong approach and try to find and negotiate for space on their own. A big no-no in this industry due to the massive learning curve of information in commercial real estate. So if you're taking the right approach in hiring representation, what questions should you ask when interviewing potential tenant rep brokers? Number 1, what geographic locations do you specialize in? As a small business owner, you want a tenant representative that knows the neighborhoods you'd like to be in like the back of their hand. If a broker specializes in a geographic area, such as a particular city, town, neighborhood, or even corridor, chances are good that they have relationships with other brokers and property owners in the area. Having these connections will help them put any and all potential opportunities in front of you during your search. Number 2, how long have you been a commercial real estate broker? Experience matters with every kind of professional service there is. Doesn't matter whether you're talking to a commercial real estate agent or a doctor. Knowing that your potential representative has a vast amount of experience in their chosen field is critical to their ability to best negotiate or even find properties on your behalf. If the broker is new to the industry or hasn't completed many transactions, that's a sure sign that you shouldn't be working with them, or should at least make sure that their partner is overseeing the process. Number 3, what kind of businesses do you typically represent? There are many different types of businesses, and each have their own unique set of needs. For example, an accounting firm will have vastly different spatial needs than a mechanic's shop. A broker who focuses on accounting firms may not realize the difference between a roll-up door and a loading dock, both potential space needs for a mechanical tenant. You want to make sure that the commercial broker you're working with has a massive amount of experience working with similar businesses to yours. Don't be afraid to ask for references either. Number 4, what type of commercial real estate do you specialize in? Not all commercial real estate is created equal. Like I mentioned in the previous question regarding business types, real estate types can also be very different. You don't want an industrial broker working for you to find office space if you're an attorney. You're going to want a broker that specializes in office space. Real estate brokers can also be more boutique, like my firm, the Cobble Group, which services office, retail, and industrial properties, but we niche down into a specific neighborhood. If a broker specializes in one product type, such as retail, they could focus on multiple different market locations. Number 5, can you provide references from other businesses you've represented? This question is one of my favorites. If a broker is unwilling to provide at least 3 references, you should take that as a big red flag. However, this hurdle should be easy for them to jump over. Speaking with previous clients will give you an idea of how their search went and how that agent was able to go to bat for them and their business. Number 6, where is the market right now for tenant improvement allowances and rent abatement? When working with a tenant rep broker, you want to be sure that they are well versed on the current state of the market and what landlords are currently offering to attract new deals to their buildings. Tenant improvement allowances, which help a new business build out the interior of the space they're leasing, and rent abatement, which gives the new business a period of time to occupy the space before rent payments begin, are among the primary negotiation points during a lease. Your broker must be an expert on the market and know how to get you the best deal. Number 7, how long will the search take? This question is often overlooked and never asked, but you absolutely must ask this one. Knowing how long a search should take will help set expectations for both you and your broker. If you don't know that it typically takes 6 months to find the exact type of space you need in your market, you could get frustrated and decide to no longer work with a perfectly good agent. You should also ask for a timeline from your broker as to when you should expect to see a first round of sites, go on your first tours, etc. Number 8, what do you charge for your services? Most tenant rep services are not charged to the tenant they are representing. Much like residential real estate, where you didn't pay for your agent to help you find a home, you won't, or usually shouldn't, be responsible for paying your representative. All the more reason to have one, right? The landlord is responsible for paying any fees associated with your broker's service, which encourages them to help you find the right space as quickly as possible, since they don't get paid until a deal is done. There are some services that a commercial broker may provide that they would have to charge you for, such as a one-off lease review or market research, but it's not not too common. Number 9, is leasing or purchasing a better move for my business at the moment? Not every business should be leasing space, and not every business should be buying space either. However, depending on your current market situation, a broker could show you how purchasing a building could be far more affordable and beneficial to you in the long run. If you can get a good enough deal on leasing though, it's certainly worth holding the cash you would have used as a down payment close to your chest so you can pour fuel on the fire that is your business. Number 10. Where do you see the market going right now? Stretching your business's financial capabilities and signing a lease that would overextend the company would be a very poor decision if we're headed into a recession. However, your market could be much more tenant-friendly, which means that you'll have more leverage as you go to bat against landlords during negotiations. Either way, knowing where the market stands before starting your search will help you understand why or why not landlords are willing to enter a little give and take. Number 11. How long of a lease term should I expect? The standards for length of a lease term can vary in every market. Sometimes in a down market, landlords will want longer terms to be sure that they won't have to release the space again anytime soon. Depending on the business type and how much money you'll need to invest in the space, you may also want a longer term. However, if you're unsure of your concept or how your needs could change over the next year or two, you may want to consider a co-working space or a shorter term lease. Number 12. What happens if I break a lease? You may want to get your business up and going now, but what happens if we see a major downturn in the economy or if your business model shifts? You'll either outgrow, downsize, or shut down altogether, but you're still committed to a legally binding agreement. Your representative can walk you through different ways of mitigating this risk, such as subleasing, lease buyouts, etc. Number 13. What do I need to prepare before we start the search? Before you even begin looking for space, there are several items that you should have on hand so that you can move quickly if you find yourself competing for a particular space. These documents can include a business plan, marketing and branding materials, tax returns, profit and loss statements, balance sheets, credit reports, and more. Anything you can give your broker will help them better pitch you and your business to a prospective landlord. Okay, now that you know the 13 questions you should ask your commercial real estate broker before starting the tenant representation process, check out this video here on what tenant representation is. I'll see you there.